a defeat for Corinthian-Casuals and a draw for Greenwich Borough on the first day of the season. These two teams managed 188 points between them last year, and they'll both fancy their chances again this season. Welcome to Matchday 2. Welcome to the home of Corinthian-Casuals as they take on Greenwich Borough in a repeat of last year's playoff semi-final. The Casuals have lost striker Sean Okoji to Aldershot, and he was their leading goal scorer last season. They'll be keen to prove that they weren't a one-man team. As for Greenwich Borough, I'm sure they'll be looking for revenge on last year's playoffs. So here we go. We're live for this game tonight between Corinthian-Casuals and Greenwich Borough, and it's a repeat of the semi-final in the playoffs last year, and it's going to be a fascinating matchup to see which one of these teams comes out on top this evening. For Corinthian-Casuals, Danny Bracken captains the side in goal. Also Moon Man, who was influential last season throughout that playoff campaign for them. For the visitors, Greenwich Borough, Charlie McDonald scored plenty of goals last season, and they'll be hoping for a repeat of that this time around. Both of these teams will have aspirations of reaching the playoffs, if not more, possibly automatic promotion as well. Is that fair to say, Mick?
Yes, definitely. I think Greenwich are the main favourites, with Corinthian-Casuals close behind. So I'm really looking forward to this game. I think it'll be a tight affair. I think there'll be goals in it.
And it will be Greenwich Borough in all blue tonight, and Corinthian-Casuals in their usual maroon and pink shirts with maroon shorts.
I'll be interested to see what the team shape for both sides will be. But doing a little bit of prep work, it seems to me that Greenwich Borough shape up at 4-3-2-1, and I'm not so sure because obviously James is quite a tactician. He might change his shape for tonight's game. What I'm looking forward to, Ben, I ain't seen it in the last two games, is some trickery wing play. Not seen it for, well, since the season started.
Yeah, we certainly didn't see it on Saturday. It'll be interesting to see it if we see it here tonight. It's Corinthian-Casuals that get the ball down and possibly have the first chance to shoot on goal. And it is going to be a free kick in a really good position for Corinthian-Casuals. That was a poor challenge. And the first opportunity of the game, on the first minute of the game, it was a really poor challenge. Will Greenwich Borough be made to pay for that challenge? Free kick to Corinthian-Casuals. It's dinked over the wall. It's a good free kick, and it's just over the bar. It's a really good effort, that. And from this angle, it looked like it might just been of dipping in. It was Robinson who dinked it over, past the keeper, and just over the bar. Decent effort though, Mick.
I thought it was going in, Ben. Yeah, it's a very good free kick.
Of course, Casuals beaten last season the final hurdle on penalties to Dorking Wanderers, the cruelest way to end your season. Can they come back this year and go one better? They've got an opportunity to strike at goal now. It's I was going to say a decent effort, but Mick pulled me up about that on Saturday. It was a good run from Checklit, had loads of time and space in there, and if you're the manager of Greenwich Borough, Mick, he had far too much room to strike that.
Yeah, I was quite surprised that the back line were backing off him. It was like an open invitation for him to strike the ball, but unfortunately, yeah, it was a good strike, but 10 yards wide.
Second corner of the game, what can they make of this? Shaded it so far. In comes the ball into the 18-yard box. It's well flicked away in the end, and it'll fall to Babalu, who'll get the ball long up towards Hunt, who's up on his own. Checks inside, opportunity for Hunt perhaps to shoot. It's going to cause problems here. Got a 2-on-1. Can he get the ball across? Hunt does get it across. It's going to fall in the middle. It was a really good interception in the end, and an important interception by Smith. It was a good ball across in the 18-yard box by Hunt, and almost got his teammate on the end of it, and very brave defending by Tommy Smith eventually gets the foul. And it's a short corner in the end that's played to Pritchard, back to Sweeney, back to Pritchard again. This time a chance to swing it into the box. Lovely little flick there by Samutus, who gets it back to Sweeney. Pritchard will eventually get the ball in. It's dangerous. It's bouncing around. Opportunity to get it towards the 6-yard box. In the end, it's well cleared by Smith, who's had a good game so far, Mick. Tommy Smith defended everything pretty well.
Yeah, considering they've had a bit of a change-up in their back line, they're looking reasonably secure, being under pressure from a good attacking force from Greenwich.
Can they keep the momentum going? It goes long down the line. It's well cleared away by Borough, but this time Casuals will get it again and come inside. And what can they make of this? It'll be Checklet who will take the shot, and wasn't a bad shot in the end. It was comfortable for the keeper. 5th top scorer in the division last year, McDonald, with 27 goals. Here comes the corner. In it comes, 3-header on the near post. That was Gunner. Bracken eventually will claim, and that was poor defending from Casuals. They got lucky there. Gunner was completely free. Long ball up this time, and Casuals might have an opportunity to break, and they might do it with DeSantos, who's trickery and turning on the edge of the box. Opportunity now on the edge of the 18-yard box. Can they get a shot? And it's a lovely shot just past the post. Really, really good effort by Robinson. It was well brought down by DeSantos. Trickery and turning, laid it into the path of Robinson. Looked like there was nothing on there. He just shifted it onto his left foot and drove the ball low, and that was only just past the post. Certainly putting their foot on the ball now, Greenwich Borough, and playing some nice football.
First time this season I've seen about 7 or 8 passes pieced together.
Patient build-up is Babalu, gets it all the way in, and it's an opportunity now for Babalu. Can he shot a goal? It's going to fall to McDonald. It's going to fall in there, and it's just going to go wide. And the first real opportunity for Greenwich Borough, and it's come at the end of a really nice move. Kept the ball for long periods there, the visitors, and eventually the ball falling in that 18-yard box. And again, Mick probably should have done better with that one. 2 minutes to go plus any added time in this first half. And it's with Daly on this near side as we look into Mooman, who drops it in. Lovely opportunity for DeSantos now on the edge of the box. Will DeSantos shoot? Look to take it on his left foot. Check back in the end, and probably wasted that opportunity, and now has to go all the way back to Mooman. He plays it inside to Checklet, and again it will be played up back to Checklet. What can he do with it? Mooman gets the ball again and plays it down to this near side. It's Corinthian-Casuals' opportunity to pass the ball around. It's a poor ball in the end. Only by luck plays its way back to Checklet, and he'll dink it over the top, and
it's kept it
well
in.
Collected in the end, and good interception by Pritchard.
That's so frustrating, Ben. As a manager, that would really annoy me, the fact he didn't get his shot off there. That's so annoying when people keep turning to try and get on their better foot. They've just got to have a go, even if it's a toe punt.
Yeah, real opportunity for DeSantos to have a shot then, but this is an opportunity for Casuals into the box, and it's a low driven cross towards Odinaiki, and I thought that might have been a corner, Mick. Cleared by the home team. And once again, that danger man Babalu looks to turn. It's a lovely little turn this time. It's in towards McDonald in the box. McDonald's first touch just got away from him, and the ball eventually found its way back to Bracken, but it was a lovely move from Babalu, taking on a couple of players. In it goes, and if McDonald's first touch would have been a bit better, James, that would have been 1-0. Cunningham gets it back on that far side. Looks to take a touch. Back it goes, and another opportunity to get it in the box. It's a good cross this time. This is going to be the first goal, is it? No, just wide. It was a really good cross in the end, and it was a good opportunity, and that could have been the first goal of the game, Mick.
Yeah, a late run, like I said, from Gabriel. That's a dangerous run, and it nearly paid dividends there. Good cross in, late run by Gabriel, and that's what's going to unlock their defence if and when that happens.
Another opportunity perhaps to get the ball into the box. They go backwards to try and come forwards, and they'll need to get it in. It's a lovely little run inside, and the referee's going to say it's going to be a free kick again. Yeah, Mooman, the only player for the home team around the ball at the moment. About 30 yards out, just off centre, but definitely an opportunity to take a shot at goal, and bridle card in the Borough goal, just lining up his wall. Is this going to be the magical moment in this game? Here's Mooman. He does dink it over. It's a good effort, but it always going over and never troubled the keeper.
Had good pace on it, just a bit too much height. He looks a lively boy and all. I'm wondering whether his pace is going to cause a problem.
Corner for Greenwich Borough into the box. It's a flicked on in the end. It was a good flick, and Bracken had to make the save.
10 area.
This is an opportunity now for Gregory. The substitute can play it back and intercepted. Just couldn't get enough on that to get it back across the goal. And again, Casuals will come out and look to break here, and they'll get it down to this side to DeSantos. DeSantos has got an opportunity to run inside now. DeSantos, what can he do? Does come inside. Maybe an opportunity to get the shot off. Well wide in the end. Really lively player, DeSantos. Had plenty of room to jink inside, and the shot would have really disappointed him.
Tell you what, Greenwich are now starting to find a little bit of success in those wide areas. It's now enabled McDonald
Just interrupt you there, Pete. So Gregory's got the ball in and it's flicked away and out of danger. It's still in that 18-yard box, but I think Casuals will look to get it away, and it's going to fall to the danger man, Babaloo. Babaloo can, again, use those wide positions well and try and get the ball in, and it's Babaloo's got the ball into the 18-yard box. Perhaps the first opportunity for Borough. It's well cleared in the end. That could have been the first goal of the game. I think it was Dembele Daly that managed to get back and clear that.
Good quick feet there by Babaloo, and he's going to be dangerous if he gets on the ball and gets in the 18-yard box, mate. I can only see Corinthian-Casuals sort of hooking him up. Penalty.
For you, but at the moment it's Greenwich Borough that are on the attack and perhaps looking for the winner here tonight. Dembele, quick feet, gets him inside, and Dembele looks to play that ball in towards McDonald. Lovely opportunity for McDonald. It just didn't go across the box, and it's cleared only as far as Pritchard. Gets it back into Dembele. Real pressure now from the visitors. Dembele into the really impressive Sweeney. Sweeney back out on this near side, and it could be an opportunity to get the ball in, and it's going to be a corner. And it will be a corner to Greenwich Borough. What can they do in the last few minutes of this game? Borough get the corner in. It's high into the 18-yard box. They do get the head down and get a touch on it. It's good defending from Casuals. It's going to be put in by McDonald, who just couldn't get a foot on that. It was a good opportunity, Mick, but he just seemed to swing his foot it rather than get a clean connection.
Both teams going hell for leather on this. It's really good to see. I love this type of end-to-end play.
And Darko move away, and it will be Sweeney in the last couple of minutes of the game for Greenwich Borough. Sweeney over the wall, over the bar, and that really sums up the goal action for us tonight. 3 minutes to be added on at the end of this game. One of these teams, that's a lovely pass from Sweeney, one of his best, almost made its way through to Gregory. And I'm going to ask you, Mick, in a moment about the man of the match. And I'll wait until the referee has brandished another yellow card, and there's been a fair few of those tonight. It will be a free kick to the home team, and we're into additional time. Can Corinthian-Casuals delight these fans and steal this game, and can we see a goal? It's a brilliant free kick, and it's a really good opportunity, and that should have been 1-0. It was a delightful free kick, and it found its way onto the head.
Rayon Dillon it was, Ben. Rayon Dillon.
Of Rayon Dillon, and that should have been, Mick, first of all, that should have been the winner.
Well, the winner, definitely. He met the ball quite right. He just didn't direct it in the right area. I admire, they're both going for it, though. You know, maybe they think draws, you know, they'll be happy with just having a point each, but they're not. They're both wanting the 3 points.
Who's your man of the match then, Mick?
There's 3 contenders, really. I think Babaloo was outstanding until he's gone off with his trickery and pace in the midfield.
Last opportunity maybe here, and it's going to be Dave Hodges into the 18-yard box. Can they get it in? It could be a goal for Corinthian-Casuals. It's going to be a goal in the last minute of the game, and Corinthian-Casuals have won it. It was a wonderful run from Dave Hodges. He played it into the 18-yard box, and it was a fantastic finish by Mooman. Brilliant move, brilliant goal, and all 3 points to Corinthian-Casuals.
Wow. Were we expecting that? I was expecting it to be the other way, but great, well done, Corinthian-Casuals. They went for it, they didn't defend, they went and they've won the game.
Last-ditch winner for Corinthian-Casuals. And we talked about the final ball all game, and there was the final ball.
And there it was, and again it came from the fact that the Corinthian-Casuals kept the ball, they passed their way through, and managed to get the ball into a vital area with some real quality.
It's been a very even game, and neither side really deserving to lose it, but in the end, that one bit of quality at the end of the game looks to have won it for Corinthian-Casuals. And there goes the final whistle, and it was a last-minute winner for the home team, who get their campaign off and running, and it was Mooman with the winner in the dying seconds of the game, and it's finished here. Corinthian-Casuals 1, Greenwich Borough 0. Final thoughts from you, James?
I think it's very, very unfair on Greenwich Borough. They've had a brilliant game. They really did take it to Corinthian-Casuals, but it's that final ball which was the main killer for the away side with Mooman. Mooman's been brilliant in this game, but for man of the match for me, it has to be Peter Sweeney. Really controlled performance in the middle of the park.
Final word from you, Mick?
Well, I'm really pleased for Mooman, one of my old players. He's always capable of doing that, and he's been off the scene all last season. He's come back and fought himself hard to get into the Corinthian-Casuals side at the back end, and he's up for it for the start of this season. That's 2 goals in 2 games, I think, for him.
Yeah, really entertaining game tonight, and it's Corinthian-Casuals that get off the mark with their first 3 points of the season. James, really good win for you tonight. Disappointment of Matchday 1, obviously losing that game to Hastings. You came out and really went for the game from the first moments.
Yeah, I think it was important. I think that we had a bit of a rough week leading into that first game. We went into it with 7-8 injuries. A little bit of a poor performance from us in our last pre-season for a year against Palace, where we didn't really have a go at the game. But lots of positives Saturday, and just in terms of the attitude, we changed the shape a little bit Saturday just to make sure we were in the game and were competitive on the day, which we were. 2 set pieces unfortunately cost us, but today we managed to get back to what we want to be doing. We performed well, and I thought we probably deserved it. Left it late, obviously, but if you're going to score the winner, that's probably the best minute to do it in. So no, we're happy. And
dangerous opponents. You obviously played them last year in the playoffs. You know all about Greenwich Borough. They're going to be right up there come the end of the season. So it was a really doubly important to get the result tonight.
Oh yeah, well it's a massive confidence booster for us. Obviously we're aware that they're the favourites to win the league, and we're tipped to be second. But how we quite work that one out when we've got no budget and we lost 9 players in the summer, I'm not sure. But probably we go up to being second favourites again after the performance tonight, which is obviously good for us, and we want to be up there, and there's no reason why we can't be.
And you mentioned the last minute goal. It was all about patience tonight. There were a few opportunities for both teams, but keeping the patience right to the end and a little bit of quality.
My patience, that's what we like to do, be patient for 89 minutes and then win it in the 90th. You know, that works for us, but yeah, we try to win, we try to score all throughout it. You know, I think our incision into the final third wasn't good. But our build-up play today was fantastic, and our field position and our possession work was good. We just lacked the finishing touch a few times, a couple of free headers from 5-6 yards out that should have scored from. But you know, to grab it the way we did with a very good goal as well was obviously pleasing for me and more of the boys.
We mentioned it a few times in commentary about that final ball. That was probably the lacking thing from both teams, and like you said, last opportunity to do it, and you get the final ball in, and that's what can happen.
It's testament to the boys' attitude. You know, they've stayed out there for the 90 minutes. Dug in for periods in the second half, just defended a little bit deeper and tried to go a little bit more on the counter, which wasn't a plan, but it happened, and we know why that happened. But to still be out there and score goals in the 90th minute is a sign you've got a good spirit about you and a good energy level as well. So it's all positive signs, and I'm obviously well happy with that.
So perfect way, Mooman, to win the game at the end with a goal.
Yeah, what can I say? It was a hard game. It was really, really tough. We battled and battled and battled. And I was just in the right space at the right time, and luckily I finished it off.
We mentioned about the final ball quite a few times, just lacking from both teams really, but you got it right when it mattered.
To be fair, when I got the ball, it was a bad touch, so it gave Dave a bit of space. I gave it into him, he gave it to me, and luckily one touch and left foot finish, and there's a goal.
Games like that are so tight, obviously both teams are going to be up there for promotion. You just got to be patient, haven't you?
Right now, I would have took a point.
And obviously last season, the disappointment at the end, it was important tonight because of what happened on Saturday and because of the promotion rivals that you got the points on the board.
Yeah, listen, Greenwich are going to be up there. They're a top side. We battled and battled and battled, and we're just all delighted to get the 3 points.
So Gary, ultimately a disappointing night for you tonight after a really tight game.
Yeah, obviously disappointed to concede in the 97th minute, 93rd minute. You know, it's not what we wanted, but you know we have to move on. We can't dwell on that.
And it was one of those games that it was end to end. Both teams were attacking each other and looking for that win. Obviously, both of you tipped to go for promotion this year, and it was an entertaining game of football.
Maybe for the fans, but not for myself. I thought we was poor. We didn't move the ball quick enough. We didn't affect him in behind enough. We've just had it out in the dressing room, you know. We need to do more, and obviously playing against Corinthian-Casuals, you've got to do that quickly, and we didn't do that at all tonight.
It's always a challenge when games like this come up so early on in the season. Obviously, you know each other so well from the playoffs last year. Momentum at the start of a season is important, but it's a difficult fixture to have.
No, obviously, every game's a tough fixture in this league. You know, no one takes anyone for granted. If you do, you come unstuck. You know, Corinthians are a good side. James does a brilliant job, but we know what they do. They sit back in, they look to counter you, and if we have the ball, we have to attack them quickly, and we didn't do that at all tonight.
And we mentioned in the commentary a few times that in the first half, McDonald had a few opportunities to get the ball down and flick it on. He was quite quiet in the second half. Was that down to perhaps that you mentioned the team not moving the ball quick enough to him?
I just think Charlie works his socks off, but he needs support. He's got young lads in behind him there, and we didn't support him enough. And we go away, we work on that, and people have got to be willing to run. Football's a running game, It's not about just tippy-tappy football. It's about running as well. You can play all the nicest football in the world, but if you haven't got people who want to run, you come unstuck, and we have to get back to doing the basics properly.
A full fixture list in all 3 divisions tonight and in the Bostik Premier League. It was a win for newly promoted Dorking Wanderers, their first home game of the season as they beat Metropolitan Police 4-1. A defeat for Merstham, they won 4-1 on the first day of the season. They lost 2-1 tonight against Folkestone Invicta. Hendon were 3-0 winners against Enfield Town, and Billericay Town, the favourites in the division, they got off the mark with their first 3 points of the season with an away win at Lowestoft Town. Moving into Bostik Division One North, and Bowers and Pitsea won 3-0 against Whittam Town. It was a huge win for Bury Town as they were away at Hertford. They won 6-0, and it was Soham Town Rangers' night against Norwich United. They were 4-1 winners. And in Bostik Division One South, apart from the game that we were at tonight, which saw Corinthian-Casuals get their first 3 points of the season against Greenwich Borough, there were big wins for Sittingbourne. They were 3-0 winners against Herne Bay. South Park continued their great form with a 5-0 win over Ashford United, and VCD Athletic went down 3-0 away at Whiteleaf. A fascinating game tonight between 2 promotion contenders. Mick, that was what we expected really this evening.
Yeah, as soon as I turned up here, I knew we were going to be in for a really good game.
And both teams throughout the game going for the win. Different styles during the first and second half, but eventually that final ball was the quality that the game needed.
Yeah, I think Greenwich sort of had the edge in the midfield area with Peter Sweeney, who was outstanding tonight. I think Gary McDonald up top looked quite dangerous as well. But it was end-to-end stuff, which is what I enjoyed. I love to see end-to-end stuff. They were both going for it. Not one wanted to just come here for a point. They both wanted the 3. And what a way to finish the game from a fantastic finish from Moon Man. I'm really pleased for him.
And we gave Sweeney the man of the match because some of the passes that he made in midfield, they just weren't closing him down enough, Corinthian-Casuals, in the first half.
No, they didn't. And he was picking some fantastic passes. I think he has got a good background, Peter, and that was the difference, and that's why he got man of the match.
Corinthian-Casuals won the game last year in the semi-final playoffs, and they're the ones that come out on top again with a last-minute goal from Moon Man. Join us on Saturday as we're up at Lowestoft for their game against Worthing.